Hey folks, Weatherman Sam. No green hat today, but a beautiful waterfall. I'm here at the 8th Land Trust of North Alabama property, Bethel Springs Nature Preserve, and I'm in South Hunt for the New Hope area. This is one of the largest waterfalls that I've seen in Madison County, and it's a great place. Stick around. We'll see what all we can find. Just starting out from the parking lot. This is the Bethel Spring Loop. About 3/10 of a mile long or something. Coming up the first nice little bridge here. That's different than some of the other bridges you see. The land trust properties up here. This is more akin to what you find on some of the Nature Conservancy lands around. Springs up there somewhere. Look how clear that water is. Open farmland here. This view will be absolutely stunning in the fall. Those mountains in the distance. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but I'll write that in the caption later. Seems to be a fallow field, but if they were to grow cotton or something here, that would also set quite a scene. It's another deep, deep spring. How clear that water is. This is certainly a beautiful little piece of land here. I'll come up on the second bridge crossing here over what I guess is Bethel Spring Branch. I still don't see the head of the spring itself, but maybe it's further on up. Bethel Spring Loop goes straight back up to the parking area, but we're going to take the Carpenter Trail off now, uphill. Well, I was wondering about the source of the spring, and here it is. The old spring house right there. We're going to walk up to. Lots of early wildflowers in bloom. I'll show them off in a second. So spring is something else. For all that flow. Little wildflowers right here. You know, 2 quart. We got the trillium that's just popped up here. This is hepatica. Kind of on its last legs. And we also have rue anemone. I passed a whole bunch of. Here you see all the speckled white in the forest. All of this is rue anemone. Tons of it out through the woods. Moving up away from the stream, up into this rockier landscape. The wildflowers have kind of disappeared a bit. It's a bit drier. I did see some Phacelia back there, but it wasn't in bloom. It was just kind of barely up. Lots of violets through this section too. And here you can see the Phacelia, almost the entire forest floor. We're just up where hill from where I said there was no wildflowers at all, but almost the entire forest floor here is covered in the Phacelia. Here the trail splits. It makes one big loop. You will take the Carpenter Trail to the right and then come back down the Mill Trail itself. We're up above the spring at this point. Here's kind of a view of some of the rock formations. Bit of a bluff up here. There's no running water at all. Along this trail, this could have been an old roadbed that's been gorged out or gouged out, I guess. When there is water, this is quite a turbulent little stream, and we feed straight on down on top of the spring itself. Trace that old stream back. It leads up to this bluff shelter here. It looks a little wet. There's some seeps and stuff coming out of it. And we're just following the bluff line now on the Carpenter Trail. One side is nothing but rocks and bluffs, and the other side is this. Can you see the little spring that's just right there? Just a tiny one. Might even be enough to provide a small waterfall off the edge of that. Here's another well-flowing spring. This most certainly results in a waterfall, but it's off trail. And I don't have the time for that today. I'll have to see where it goes though. My suspicion was right. This was part of an old roadbed up here. And the Carpenter Trail ends here, but the preserve itself, or the land that falls under its jurisdiction, continues on that way for quite a ways. But now the trail becomes for here this ends and becomes the falling sink trail. It leads up steeply uphill to the left. So that is where we're going to go. Hopefully it'll be a nice little trek through the boulder gardens. You can kind of get up close and personal and see some of the interesting formations on the rocky bluff here. This whole area lends itself to caves and whatnot, sinkholes, and the falls itself I think falls into a large sinkhole. Neat little shelter for an animal or two to bed down. Well, if you had to get out of the rain, I guess you could, but that wouldn't be my first choice. We're a bit higher up on the bluff line now, and I don't know if you can make it out in the video, but you can see for quite a ways from here. Yeah, I can't wait to see this place in the fall. The landscape has changed from deciduous trees to a mixture of eastern red cedar and some pine trees of some kind, maybe short-leaved pines. But anybody that knows me knows I don't like hills, and so there'll be a whole lot of videoing of this next quarter mile or so, which is pretty much straight uphill through this rocky stuff until we get to the waterfall itself. So I'll save you all the audio and my heavy breathing until we get to the falls. Finally almost to the head of this thing. Here's a wonderful little spring. Goes on down that way. I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but if I can hear it, and there it is. One of the tallest waterfalls in Madison County. Oh, look, there's an interesting pipe. So they used this as a water source at some point past. There's actually 3 channels here. See, one here, 2, and there's a third one barely in view over to the far left. Wow, this has been the best kept secret in Madison County. I'll tell you what. This falls into one of 3 known caves on the property. This is Paul's Cave. It's something like 1,300 feet long in passage and 300 feet deep. But this is quite a sight. I don't know about tallest waterfall in Madison County, but it is certainly the largest. This sink is actually a cave called Paul's Cave. The known depth is about 338 feet, I want to say, and it stands for about 1,300 feet of passage. There's a spot over here to the left, underneath this boulder, where you can see the water comes down into the sink here, and I can see it splashing through there, and it continues underneath where I'm standing. Walking over to the third falls now. Well, I guess technically this would be a second falls, or the third channel of the same one. I'll let you decide on that. Quite beautiful regardless. Leaving the waterfall behind. We're on the mill trail now. We'll complete the loop back with the Carpenter Trail. What a beautiful little place this is. you get a chance, you should certainly thank the Land Trust of North Alabama for preserving this awesome spot for everyone to enjoy. Gotta love a karst landscape. Here's a video of the little bowl with those 2 or 3 waterfalls flow into. Absolutely covered at the bottom there with toothwort, violets, followed by a bluff wall and this little hump of land, and then you go sharply downhill again. How neat is that? I guess this is the name, or the reason for the name of the trail. What's this, an old mill site? Has to have been. That could explain the pipes that I saw up near the falls itself. It could have funneled the water down to here. Various old iron relics and an old grill. Back down through the dry boulder gardens now. Certainly much easier going downhill than up. If you're just coming to see the falls, it's worth saying that it's easier to take the mill trail up than the Carpenter and the other. Much less distance. During a heavy rain, that itself would be a nice little waterfall there. But you'd have to have pretty decent little rain. We've come out to a bit of a glade here. Trail goes to the left. But looky here. It's just barely a trickle, but there's certainly more waterfalls on the property. This one needs a good rain too. But this is nice. It's more typical of what you see up here. Before I run myself out of daylight, just want to say thanks for coming along on this little adventure. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful waterfall. I know I sure did. And it's great to see the wildflowers blooming again. Until next time, keep exploring. Stay wild, folks.